Well, hello, my friends. So, the last few months have been really hard on most photography businesses. But now that some places are able to start doing photo sessions again, and some of them are opening up, not all of them, but some, the big question is, when are things going to go back to normal? Who doesn't want it to go back to normal, right? Raise your hand if you're here. So, what I would love for you to do before I dive into when this is going to go back to normal, hi, Tracy, nice to see you. If you could take a moment and tell me right now, where are you located and what is your specific market like right now, today, as we're thinking about getting when things are going to get back to normal. Are they even close to normal for you or are they not? So if you could answer that right now, because I'd love to have a whole discussion about this, because honestly, it's going to vary for every single location. It's not going to be the same for everyone, but I want to address the things that I've seen as I have been watching from a high level, because I've been trying to keep a pulse on what's going on in our entire industry, because it's one of the things I love to do and it helps me serve everyone better. But I've seen three things that I want to share. So first, post where you're at and what the market is like for you right now. And even if you're watching the replay, I would love it if you would go ahead and hashtag replay and then tell us about your specific market. And I'm going to start sharing the three things that I'm seeing so far as of right now as I'm recording this video. Specifically based on the trends that are happening for the markets that have already started to open up, because some of them are, which is really exciting. Okay. All right. So number one, the biggest thing that I'm seeing is that the restart is going to be gradual and not sudden. Things aren't suddenly going to go back to normal, even when all of the restrictions have lifted. And even when, most places have a gradual plan where you can maybe only do shoots outside or only do, restricted ones with only a certain number of people or whatever else. But for, even if for the places where they're just taking the restrictions down, and some places are doing that, people are still kind of scared, honestly, and it's going to be gradual. It's not just going to go back to normal. And so here's the things I want you to know about this that you need to be really, really careful about. So number one, if you've paused your business and you're just kind of waiting it out for things to go back to normal, you have to be really careful. You have to be really, really careful. This is a very dangerous stance to take. How many of you are doing this? Is anyone here watching right now or watching the replay, waiting it out and still not doing anything with their business? Now, I'm not saying that it was a bad choice. It's been crazy. I know many of you have kids that you are finishing up the school year with, and everything has been flipped on its side and, all the stuff. I know that things have been really hard. So I'm not saying that pausing is a bad thing. But what I'm saying is, if you have paused your business and you're just waiting for everything to go back to totally normal, that might not happen for a long time. And the fact that this is gradual means that there's no trigger that's going to say, okay, it's time to reopen. Some places will say you're welcome to reopen, but if you aren't really intentionally thinking about reopening already before that comes, it's going to be really easy to just stay passive and kind of lose everything that you've worked so hard to build if you just continue to wait till things go back to normal. Because honestly, things may never go back to normal. That's what I'm seeing and believing. Now, that seems like a bad thing, but I want to encourage you. There's hope, okay? So there is hope. So don't just see this as a downer. But I want you to accept that this is a reality, that our market has changed in a big way. The photography industry was hit hard. And I think a lot of people aren't going to make it through it because, one, they're waiting for things to go back to normal. And until they do, they're going to play the victim. Not everybody. Some of you have paused. I paused for a while, and that's totally fine. It was okay to take a pause. But you need to decide right here, right now, it would be the best place, honestly. When are you going to unpause? When are you going to start getting very serious about getting through this whole experience? Even if you're still in lockdown, there are things you can be doing right now to make sure that your business is ready to go once it's opened up again and you are able to start doing sessions again, even if they're restricted. And that's what I would encourage you to do. If you're on pause right now, and I'm seeing here, for example, Flea says she's on pause. She says, I'm on pause. I've tried to do stuff, but with everyone here, I'm finding it so difficult. Flea, that is so valid. I just want to let you know, like, that is a real thing. And that, I mean, it is. It's so hard right now, especially when you've got kids home and maybe a spouse home and just, you've got, I mean, I homeschool my kiddos, my 6 kids. It is nothing near as hard as trying to school based on the curriculum, like when you're trying to do public school from home, where you're forced to do all the things that they're making you do. Like, I'm so sorry for all you mamas and papas out there who are dealing with that. That is way harder than homeschooling. I get to do what I want to do with my kids, so it makes it way easier. If we're having a bad day, we can go play outside, and I'm not, they're not going to lose a grade because, or not turn something in that needs to be in because I make the rules. It's just way harder for you. So I recognize, and I want you to know that it's super valid if things are hard for you, but at least start thinking about what it is that you can be doing in your business right now to prepare to open up, even if it's not open, and be thinking about, if this is the reality for the next year, and I hope that it's not, but there are lots of articles and studies that show that there may be another big spike this fall in the illness, and that there may be lots of schools closed for far longer than just the end of this school year. So if your current reality stays the same for the next year, how are you going to move forward? Are you willing to do what it takes to save the business that you've worked so hard to create? Because hopefully that won't happen. Hopefully we won't be there. But I want you thinking about that and thinking about what can you do right now to keep your business afloat, even if it's small, even if it's networking, reaching out to people, connecting with past clients, editing a couple of photos, doing a personal photo shoot in your home and sharing your story of what you've been going through, whatever it is. Don't completely neglect your business. Totally understand pausing, especially for, as long as it takes. Especially if you're struggling, there's valid stuff there. But I do recommend that you keep moving forward. And here's the thing. I was looking at my numbers this morning because I track all the 1K weekend stuff that I do. And since this whole thing began, shutdown happened, I have seen, we've had several hundred people sign up for the 1K weekend. And I share how to modify that for this whole thing because obviously you can't do the session right now. And only 5% of the people actually put the script out there and do the 1K weekend. And of those 5% of the people, so that's like 1 in 20 actually do it. 19 just say, oh, that's nice, and they don't even do it because they don't believe. We'll get to that. But 2 of the 5% who do it, 44% of them are booking clients during lockdown. This is like, they're just waiting to do the session till afterwards. Like, you can be working on building your business even now. And so there's hope. People are absolutely still booking clients. And yes, you can do it sensitively. Okay. So that's one thing you could be doing is trying to book clients even now, connecting with them, because even though I'm getting ahead of myself. So we'll go there. But I know that the people who are taking action right now are the ones who are going to make it through. And the ones who are not, it's going to be really hard to get that momentum back. I was just thinking about this when I was reading through some notes I took after my big ski race in February that I did. And one of the things that really struck me as I was doing, it's a 55-kilometer race on cross-country skis, up and down hills. It's nuts. I'm a crazy woman, whatever. But one of the things that really struck me on that was momentum, and this idea of momentum and how that race reflected business so much. When you're going up a hill, it's slow and it's hard. But when you go down a hill, you get a lot of momentum and speed. And if you really keep going, you can get a good ways up the next hill and then use that momentum, sometimes even to carry you up and over, depending on the size of the hill and the momentum that you've got. But if you stop in the middle of a hill, either going up or down, it is so hard to keep going, to restart and get that momentum growing again. And I see that so much. I'm seeing that so much in business, and I'm really afraid that for the photography businesses that paused, that you are going to have so much friction with getting that momentum going again that you might not make it through. So number one, if you paused, I want you to start thinking about when you're going to reopen and what you could be doing right now if you want to make it through this, so that you don't lose all of your momentum. Yes, take a break. Yes, have mental health days. Like last week, I don't know if it was Tuesday or Wednesday, I just needed a day. I just took the whole day off. I couldn't do anything and it was okay, but it was one day, not 1 month, not 2 months. Like you still need to make a little progress. And on my hard days, if I can just get one thing done, that's all I need to do. Like I lowered my expectations, right? Okay, so I want you to know that I understand the struggles, but I don't want you to lose your business because we are waiting for things to go back to normal, and they're not going to just click overnight, and it's going to be a long time. I really think this is going to be 6 to 12 months, and it won't ever be normal again. Okay, so that's the first thing I'm seeing is that it's a gradual restart. There's not going to be a sudden opening. Even if you can suddenly open, it's going to be gradual as people are getting back into doing business as normal. And then the second thing that I've noticed is that your beliefs are going to shape your reality. Okay. Now, this is a hard one to swallow, and this is one I've had to face because, my business has struggled just as much as the rest of yours. And so when it's been a hard couple of months for me, and I've not been shy or, quiet about that. But it's easy to believe that nobody is doing well. If your business is failing and a lot of your friends are struggling, like it's really easy to think that everybody is struggling. But that's not the case. And the mastermind I'm in, it's already paid for itself this year, easily. But if for nothing else, it's shown me most of the people in my mastermind are doing just fine. Many of them had a little dip and then they readjusted. They figured out, okay, how can I do this despite all of this craziness? What can I do? Whether it be pivoting or changing what they offer, in a different way. There's a couple brick and mortar stores that suddenly started selling things online, doing box subscriptions, stuff like that. And I would say, well, almost everybody is crushing it. Not me and not a couple other people, but almost everybody else whose markets didn't get hit as hard are doing great. Like photography got hit hard, brick and mortar businesses got hit hard, but most of the online businesses are doing just fine, if not better, because more and more people are online. More and more people are starting online businesses right now. And I don't know how many of you guys watched the Tribe launch with Stu McLaren, but they have a founding members launch script, which I wrote, by the way, and shared, which is kind of a fun little thing. Because I had done the 1K weekend script for, photographers to help them get clients. And then like right after that, we had this Tribe thing that they were promoting and selling. And so I put it out there. I wrote a script for people and I said, hey, if you guys want to be part of this membership that he does after the course is over and you don't have money, just start your membership. Use the script and see if you can get some founding members to do it. And so this has become like a cultural thing in the Tribe group. And during their launch, they had literally hundreds of people using this script to start brand new online businesses. And it's very similar to what I teach in the 1K weekend thing, but it's putting it out there. It's sharing their heart. It's saying, hey, I don't have anything built, but I want to go through it with people and have them help me co-create it. Do you want in? And they have to pay to get in. And literally, it was the most wonderful thing to see tons of people starting their online businesses and getting paying clients. Most people who did it were able to pay for Tribe, which is $2,000 from that founding members launch script. So people are making money and they're investing in their new businesses and they want to see them grow. And I think they had over 3,000 people join Tribe this time, 3,000 to 4,000. It was a multi-million-dollar launch. And I know this because I know the exact number, but I don't know if I'm allowed to share it. in the middle of this craziness because people see the value of having an online presence and an online business. This is good news for us as personal brand photographers because the market for photos is going to be growing. And yes, it's a little slow right now, but there has seriously never been a better time to be a personal brand photographer and to offer this to clients. Okay. So we just need to be careful not to project our own struggles onto the world and think that nobody's going to hire us because we're struggling. This is hard because we are so entrenched in what our experience is. Has anyone struggled with this? But when we struggle, it's easy to think like everybody's struggling. It's not the case. Overcome that. Know that your beliefs are going to shape your reality. So if you're sitting here thinking, well, I can't do anything right now, we're on lockdown, nobody would book me anyways. Even if I put out a promotion or an offer, nobody would take it up. That's not true. I'm seeing literally 44% of the people who are actually taking action and putting themselves out there are booking clients right now. Right now. And they have throughout this entire thing. And so don't be afraid to grow your business. You absolutely can do it sensitively. I've got a Restart Your Business guide. Let me find the link for that. Just a second. This is like right here. If somebody would type that out for me in the comments, I would appreciate that so that other people watching later, I'll leave it up for now, can get that. They can just click in the comments and find it more easily. It's free. And it's basically the 10 steps you need to take to get your business restarted. And there's 2 phases. The first phase is all the stuff you need to do before you actually open your doors. Like, what are the guidelines you're going to change? What are the contract language? How are you going to go about actually restarting your business? And then the second half is all communicating with clients and actually getting it running. And in this, I have contract language for you. I have a bonus bundle that you can buy if you want to for a whole whopping $10 because I wanted to make it a no-brainer deal that anybody could afford. And so you can get contract language, the clause for this so that you're protected in case somebody gets sick and thinks they got it during a photo session with you. It's got a liability template. It's got emails in there that you can use to, thank you, Kari, you're amazing. It's got emails that you can use, the templates, to re-communicate with clients who were booked and had to cancel or postpone, that have worked with you in the past that might need new updated photos. And for anybody else too that I've got a whole promo thing on there. If you want to do a Restart Your Business promo for people who were hit hard, where you're basically, it's kind of like a 1K weekend deal where it's like, hey, I know you're getting your business back on its feet. I'm getting mine back on its feet. So I've got a limited number of sessions at a lower price for people who were hurt because I want to give back and help. And I want to start shooting again. If you're interested, let me know, right? It's basically the whole thing, again, written out for you. So there's a link to the bundle in that. The Restart Your Business guide is free. It's 10 steps to walk you through it. It's just if you want the language for how to say this stuff, that's a whole whopping $10 because I know some people are selling this for like $99 and only doing the liability waiver template. And I just really wanted this to be able to get into the hands of as many people as possible. So I'm literally reinvesting all of the $10 that I come in back into ads to help get this out to more people. So you're helping get this in front of more photographers, helping the industry get restarted. It's like win-win all the way. And so I just want you to know that there are things you can be doing right now. Let me remove this from here now. And I want you to keep doing it. Okay, so we talked about number 1, which is that the market is going to be reopening slowly. It's going to be a transition. It's not just going to go back to normal. It may never go back to normal. Number 2, we talked about how your beliefs shape your reality. And if you believe that nobody's going to book you, nobody will. But if you look at the fact that like the market is growing, the online space has lots of opportunity, and you can even do this before you're open, you can absolutely get, you can book clients right now. So I got a question here. Hold on. Jacqueline says, is it just the liability waiver that's $10? So Jacqueline, that bonus bundle is, and once you sign up for the Restart Your Business guide, that's the free part here. The bonus bundle has a liability clause that actually is a lawyer drafted clause that you can add to a current contract. It's not the full contract. You can buy that at a discount at the same time if you want to, but it's just the clause. So it is the legal language. You will need to have it reviewed by a local lawyer in your area, which is always the case when you're doing, when you're doing any contract stuff, no matter where in the world. So whether you live, in the US or in Canada or the UK or wherever, it will work as a template that you can get started with, but have it reviewed by a lawyer that's local. Always, but it's got the clause. It has it's got a COVID guidelines and liability waiver. So this is a document where it'll allow you to put, it's the wording you need to communicate with clients, that has your new guidelines for when you are coming back, because you might need masks, you might not, you might want to limit the number of people, all that stuff. All of that stuff is in the Restart Guide for free in terms of what to consider. The liability template gives you a place to put it. It lets you put what they're doing, what you're going to do, and then the liabilities thing that they need to sign right there too, in case they signed a contract before, but you need to update it to have this new liability to protect yourself from any stuff there. So those two are in it. Plus, I think there's 5 or 6 email templates for communicating with clients. That's all just $10. All of it included $10. So it's the link for that is in the Restart Your Business guide. You can get it there. So that's a side note. I got distracted. So we talked about, let me get back to my notes here, how the market's going to shift back. It's going to transition back, and may never necessarily be normal, but it's going to be a slow transition. So you need to think about it and don't just let your business die. Know when you're going to start. Second, your beliefs are going to shape your reality. So if you believe that nobody's going to book, they aren't. If you don't try, you're not going to get results. But if you do fully understand that the market is growing, and that there are people who need us, and you put it out there, it's absolutely 44% of people are booking. I can't promise you will be one of them, but that's just from the 1K weekend thing. There are other people doing all sorts of stuff that's working right now. People are absolutely booking clients. In fact, I think I still have this here. Yeah, this is from Oscar, this way. He is in Tribe. I'm in the Tribe group again this year, because I'm part of Stu's Mastermind, so I'm in there every year. It says, "Hello, Jamie. I need help with some photos. Do you give any type of advice? Please, we are in lockdown, but we still need professional photos to grow our business. It's the first time we're going to be doing this," because he was just starting his business. And this was just literally a week and a half ago that this was sent to me. People still need us. You won't be able to book anybody if you don't put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to do it. Yes, it's going to be harder. Yes, everything has changed. No, that doesn't mean it won't work. If you believe it won't work, though, and you kind of do it half-heartedly and you don't really push it, then yeah, it's not going to work. You have to really, truly come from this place of belief. Your beliefs will shape your reality. If you believe it's possible, it will be possible. And I know that sounds really super woo and whatever, but the mastermind has taught me that, hey, my business, I was starting to feel down oh, this is never going to come back. And I've had my days. And then I'm seeing all these people around me still crushing it, moving through and crushing it. And it helps me say, hey, if they can do this, I can do this. I just need to believe it and move forward as if that's really, truly the case. And it has been. So, all right. So there's that. All right. So third and final thing I want to talk about in terms of things going back to normal. There's a very good chance that this fall, and I already kind of mentioned this, things could get bad again. We may end up having to go into lockdown again later this year. I hope not, but there's a good chance. And so as we are looking at reopening and how we can shift our businesses to be safer and more, be ready for it. Honestly, I don't want you to lose your business or be in the financial stress that I've been in because of all of this ever again. Right? I'm trying to figure out what can I do now to protect myself and my business, and think about what you can do to protect yourself and your business. I think the best thing you can be doing right now is to focus on getting recurring clients for personal brand photography. Because the photographers that have recurring clients right now didn't get hit nearly as hard as the photographers that didn't have that. If your business relies on one-time clients and always getting new sessions booked in the door, and you don't have any clients who've signed a contract for the entire year for you to work with on an ongoing basis, your money dried up, right? Right? But when you have those recurring clients, you might have had to delay a few sessions, but you didn't lose the client altogether. And so there has never been a better time to focus on getting recurring clients. And, another thing is that other niches are really struggling I really think the wedding industry, man, they got hit hard. The wedding industry this year was destroyed. I never thought there would be a year where wedding photography would be in such low demand, with everybody shifting their weddings because they want to have everyone there. They don't want to be limited to 10 people or whatever else. It's just crazy how much it's affected the wedding industry. Families are afraid to go out in public together and get family photos, although some of them really value it more. So that one is a little bit more of a mixed bag. But man, personal brand photography, it has never been a better time to be a personal brand photographer and to get recurring clients with all these new online businesses, with all of these businesses that have actually thrived through this, with brick and mortar businesses who suddenly realize how important it is to have a social media presence and to be online regularly. This is a good thing for you and me. And I truly believe that the best way to protect yourself moving forward is to get recurring clients. Now, there's two things that you can do to learn how to do this. One, by the way, side note, if you don't have the contract and you need the language for how you would book a client with that's going to work with you for a year or two, you can get that in the contract here, personalbrandcontract.com. But super secret insider tip, since you're watching this live video, if you go to the Restart Guide, there's actually a coupon in there that you can use to get it at a discount. So definitely use that coupon. So go get the Restart Guide. That's free right here. And that will give you a discount on that. And so that's side note if you need that. But here's two resources. In the Restart Guide, I link at the end to a bonus training that's all about how you convert your one-time clients into recurring clients. Now, this is a bonus training that I created for anybody who did the 1K weekend. And I only sent it to people who actually did the 1K weekend. And so it is from like January or February. And it was just from the spring. So it's a new training. And it's literally walking you through what I have seen work best for people as they are booking their one-time clients, even discounted clients, and helping them convert those clients into recurring clients. So what do you say without being, pushy and manipulative or whatever, to make these clients want to work with you on an ongoing basis? The best way, in fact, to get recurring clients is to work with them first on a one-time basis and to just knock their socks off and use the process that I outline in this video to help them become recurring clients and sign that contract so that they are locked in. Okay. And even at full price, just because they did one discounted session does not mean that they're going to be stuck wanting a discount forever. Using this process I outline in the video, and it's free. This video is free. It comes with the Restart Guide. There's a link. You do have to sign up for it separate because it's on a different platform, but it's awesome. But I will tell you, because I did it for the 1K weekend and I gave anybody who did the 1K weekend challenge a pretty steep discount on my story session system, I gave them $1,000 off. It's normally $2,000. I gave them $1,000 off for actually taking action and doing the 1K weekend. I did talk about that in this video. And so if you watch the video and you really want to go all in with getting recurring clients, then, which is what the story session system is all about. It's literally the system you need to step-by-step set your business up to start booking recurring clients. It's everything. And if you want to do that, which is the second thing you can do, then I will honor that same discount, even though the full price is $2,000 for the 3 days that I honored it for them. And that system will track all of that time. So definitely watch that free training if you do want to join the story session system. I cannot think of a better investment you can make in your business, because just one recurring client will pay for that several times over. And those recurring clients are going to help you and your business survive if we do go into lockdown again. Plus, it's just so much better to have steady money and like people who love you and see you as a team member. And so, yeah, Tracy's so sweet. She says, it was amazing. Tracy's in the story session system with me. And so I just want to let you know that that's there, and that now, as this is growing, you've got to be thinking about, it's the best advice I can give you is to start focusing on booking recurring clients. And if you're not already offering personal brand in your photography business, definitely get that started. So, all right, my friends, if you are not part of our free group, let me pop a link to that here. We do have a free personal brand photography group. So that's right here. Would love to have you join us. I hope you found that helpful. If you don't already have the Restart Your Business Guide, go get that here. Because here's the thing. I want to see you succeed. I know how exhausting this has all been. I know. Like, I didn't even realize today was a holiday because it was just crazy. Like, my sense of time is just nuts. It's just thrown off from all of this. And I have had some hard days, some really hard days. I've been through the whole gamut of emotions. I've had weeks where nothing got done. But you can't stay there. And I know that you are resilient. I know you have what it takes to do this. I know there are people out there who want to hire you. And that, yes, this is going to be different. And yes, the market is changed. I don't think it's ever going to go back to a regular normal. But I know that there are going to be businesses and people who thrive through this and who get through it because they don't give up and they believe they can. But I do think that there's a lot of people who aren't going to make it through because they're waiting and they're losing so much momentum and they just don't believe that it's going to work, or they're going to play the victim because it's harder. Don't be that person. That's not who you are. I know that you can do this. I know there has never been a better time to be a professional photographer with all of the opportunity that's available to us online right now and with how online businesses are thriving. Like, that is a real thing. So I just want to encourage you. You can do this. When things get hard, come to our free community and let's talk. Let's support each other. We're going to have our hard days. But what I've found to be the most helpful in my hardest moments is the communities that I'm part of, where I can be like, hey guys, I'm struggling. And people rally around me and remind me of who I am and what I'm capable of. And that's what the group can do for you and what you can help do for others. So you can go in there when somebody's struggling. I know there are amazing people in this community. I know you are one of those amazing people. You can go in and be like, you've got this. Like, remind them the market is shifting. Remind them that they can do this, that yes, it's harder, but they built this business so far. Like, don't just give it up. Like, they have what it takes. Remind them that we have made it through so many massive changes in our industry, from, going from film cameras to digital cameras was a massive craziness. Going from studio-based to like not studio-based, outdoor on location shooting. Going from portraits and weddings to personal brand photography, and going from prints to people needing digitals. Like, we have been through some massive changes. And yes, this is a massive change as well. But this one, I really genuinely believe this one has so much opportunity tied to it if you're willing to do what it takes to get there and to persevere and to believe that it's possible. I'm here to cheer you on. So many of our awesome people like Tracy are here to cheer you on. And I just wish you guys the best. Let me know how I can help you. I'll be in the group answering questions. Thanks for showing up today. You've got this. So keep going. Go get the guide if you're not sure how to restart. And if you haven't yet, get it anyways. And let's just make this happen. So thanks, friends. Bye.